The task that I've got today was going to be to try and prepare my baler for winter storage. I've been seeing some rust in the area that collects hay under the auger, and I was going to use some RUST-OLEUM stops rust spray material to try and reduce the amount of rust present. However, I am now able to see a little bit more closely what I've got going on, and actually see through the bottom of the baler where it's supposed to be connected in a couple of places. And this is probably going to be a situation where I have to actually come back and replace the whole piece instead of being able to just spray it like I'd hoped I would be able to and save it. It may also account for why I'm having so many jams while I'm baling. That piece may be catching hay and keeping it from being processed through like it's appropriate. But my goal for today was to try to clean off that section of the baler a little bit, which I've done. It doesn't look great, but it's a start. And then today just go ahead and spray it with some of this RUST-OLEUM and see if the stop rust primer and gloss protective enamel really do prevent rust from continuing. You can see I've got some holes here, smaller holes that are present there under the auger, and so what I wanted to do was just to spray a little bit of this primer over those, and then also to spray some of the enamel, and let's just see if that helps. I'm not sure at this point that it's going to be effective to save enough of the baler that I don't just need to replace that whole part. The instructions say shake until you've heard the bead in there, the ball rattling around. You hear that? So now I'm going to start spraying. See, there's quite a bit of material that flies up when you spray, so you definitely want to do this in a well ventilated area. You can see the primer sprays on white, so I'm going to try and cover this whole area as best I can, and then we'll see where we go from there. Now I've covered my rusted areas fairly well with the primer. I did 2 coats. You know, at this point, looking at it, this may not be you know, where I finish up with this year. I may end up having to go ahead and just buy a new piece to put in there. I need to see if that's an option. But this is the primer. You can see the holes here. We'll see later on, later in the fall and early spring, if I have not replaced it, you know, what those holes look like after this material has been on there. So this, not measuring, not going to have any kind of metric to determine if they've gotten bigger or not. Just you know, more than just you know, gross appearance. Well, this is what it looks like after 2 light coatings in some areas and thick coatings in others. Again, I've been looking just to see if I might ought to just replace the whole bit. Another option would be to come in and weld in a couple of pieces of material just to cover the biggest hole there. But we'll see. We'll see what this RUST-OLEUM does, and maybe it'll get me another summer.